What's up guys, Amiga here and welcome back to GT7 for some of the final races of Spa this week, which I have been thoroughly enjoying. If you enjoy the video at any point today, let me know by dropping a like on it, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future content, and let's get into it. So starting off, if you've seen my previous video earlier in the week, you'll know that I had a time of 2:13.8, and you can see here that I've managed to get that down to a 2:13.7, and this lap here I actually managed to improve on that again, and as we cross the line here you'll see a 2:13.584. This week's races have seen my DR take a massive swing to the upside. At the start of the week it was around here somewhere, and you can see that it's pretty much full now, right on the verge of A+. So Gran Turismo 7 said, okay, here you go, how about this lobby? Chuck me in with what I think is top split, but I'm not too sure. But anyway, that race was quite uneventful. I ended up 6th, which isn't too bad. And then on to this race, which has a lot of names in it that are familiar. So you'll see straight off the start here that Meta pulls over. I think he wants to race from the back, so he lets us through. And this kept happening to me. Anytime that I'd start in front, anyone in the Supra off the mark would get me. So you see Leah here, she gets a good run on me. Although the good thing about this is that now I will have the slipstream for the big straight here. This week for me has been really the first week that I've come across these sorts of players, the really fast guys. So yeah, it was a real test of sort of where I'm at, and yeah, it was really tough but really fun too. I had some really awesome racing, as you'll see in this one. So we managed to get past Leah there. So now I'm just trying to see if I can pull away and try to create a gap, although that is going to be very difficult because, as you can see, she's very, very close and not giving me any space to breathe. So I'm under a lot of pressure here. Also Chupaghetti behind her. So some very quick drivers, and I'm just going to try and do my best here to see what I can do. And yeah, it's quite a lot of pressure. I was so nervous when I first raced these guys that I binned it on the first lap, even though I started in, I think it was 2nd. But yeah, it took me a while to get settled in. So you'll see here I get a good run out of that final corner there, and although it was a good run, P2 is gaining on me because they have the slipstream. So I'm not getting away anytime soon here. A little bit far for them to go for the move, so I can take the normal racing line there. Although you'll see here that Supra is right up my rear and gaining. I decided to just let her through because I think to myself, well, you know, I'm going to have the slipstream anyway. So nice and tidy around there, clean racing by both of us. I'm going to have the slipstream, but Chupaghetti is right behind me as well in P3. So yeah, under a lot of pressure straight away, but I think I'm doing alright. Yeah, so we get the run here again, and we are in front, but I still need to leave space. Leah brakes a little bit later than I do there. I decided to back out. Yeah, not too sure why, but I don't know, I didn't want to cause an accident or anything. I was still quite nervous at this point. And you can see here that Chupa is quite close to me. So yeah, just trying to keep up here, really. Trying to keep up with P1 and trying to fend off P3. but it is definitely not going to be easy. These guys are super quick, and yeah, but as we come around here, you can see that P3 is very close, and now he's going to have my slipstream, so tailing me very closely. I'm kind of waiting for, I thought he was going to go for a move there. I didn't know which way he was going to go, so I just tried to stick to the racing line. He goes wide there, but he manages to keep it together and get the overtake done on me, although with a 0.5 second penalty. So yeah, we continue on to the start of lap 3, and I fake the move sort of up the inside, but he does leave me space there, although it's not really needed. I don't sort of want to dive on him, so we skip ahead a little bit here towards the end of lap 3 when Chupa's about to take his penalty. So are we going to have enough momentum here to get the overtake done? It looks like we are just about going to. So we are back in P2, but you can see that the gap now to P1 is around 2 seconds. I've overshot that corner. Chupa's gone a little bit sideways there, which I thought might give me a bit of breathing space, but he's actually gaining on me down the start-finish straight, and coming around turn 1 down the big straight, he is going to have the slipstream, so this is going to be very interesting. And Lee seems to be pulling away there. Gap's opened up to about 2.1 seconds now. So you'll see, I know Chupa's going to get the overtake done here, so I signal for him to go for it. I peek back up the inside there, but yeah, he ultimately takes the position there. So we carry on. P3 at this stage of the race, not too bad. Yeah, against this caliber of driver, I was very impressed that I was able to even stay near them. So yeah, I was quite happy with my performance. I don't know what it is about Spa in the Group 3, but I seem to really do pretty well here. So maybe it's just the combination. Maybe I'm getting better at the game. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I seem to be very competitive here, which was cool. So as we come towards the end of lap 4, you'll see that P1 goes in for the pits there, which I guess is the normal strategy, especially in the Supra. You can't really go more than 4 laps on the softs. Chupa and I opting to stay out for a 5th lap. So this strategy for me has proved very effective because of my pretty good qualifying time. I've been starting on pole pretty much all week, and that has allowed me to start on the softs, go 5 laps, because most people pit in lap 4, but there are some people who are going for 5. So to avoid traffic, the 5 laps has been really good. And then yeah, I've had a lot of races where I start P1 and finish P1, and that's really been good for my driver rating. So as you can see, as we come out of the pits, we're back in formation. Leah in P1, Chupagetti in P2, and myself in P3, with quite a big gap to the rest of the field. Probably mainly because we started on the softs, but yeah. So we skipped forward a lap there because nothing really happened, and you're about to see that unfortunately for Chupa, this is where his race sadly is kind of, yeah, not good anymore. So we carry on. this might be a fight for P1 between me and Leah. So I would think, until I hit that bollard and get sent into the Shadow Realm, unfortunately, but that's okay, we can recover. Oh no, we can't, because we have a very vicious meeting with Barrier right there, and that seems to be our race done as well. Copper 1.5 second penalty because crashing twice is not enough, clearly. So try to recover from here. You'll see the guy behind here. He got the run on me because I had damage down the other straight there. Trying to recover. P9, not too bad. So see what we can do here. Although this is where things really take a turn, and I become a murderer and send this guy careening into Barrier. And I felt so bad. He's facing the wrong way. It's just not good. I open the chat. I'm trying to apologise, but the car starts to take off, and I want to wait for the guy. So I wait for him, and now I open up the chat and apologise, because that was definitely not intentional. Definitely my fault. I should have backed off the throttle a lot earlier there. But you know, it's just one of those things, unfortunately, that happens sometimes in racing. And yeah, so here we go. I'm about to serve my penalty. I was going to give him a little bump draft there, but didn't quite get to give it to him. And yeah, so we lose another position. And unfortunately, the race ended this way because I thought that this was a fantastic race. I was sort of holding my own against some very fast drivers and having some back and forth between us. And even though it finished like this, it was really an enjoyable race. And you can see that I'm not even on the board there. I finished P13, so yeah, that was a rip. I apologised to Chur, and he said no problem, that's okay. So I was quite happy with that. Now, obviously, I'm still right on the verge of A+. Obviously, that race wouldn't have been good for me. So, yeah. The next day, this was the next day, I believe. I wake up and I think, okay, today is the day I'm going to get A+. So you'll see that I've actually managed to beat my time. I had a 2:13.58 and I got a 2:13.54, which is very frustrating. If you spend any time trialing, you know. And here for the first sector we set a blistering 38.184. Second sector 1 minute and 7, which isn't bad, although my best was 1 minute 4 or 1 minute 5, so still 2 or 3 tenths I could have made up in that second sector there. But this lap is going to be an improvement, and as long as we get the last corner right anyway. And you'll see in the rear view mirror that the Ghost, I am pulling away, and we manage a 2:13.415, which is phenomenally fast for me. I don't even know how I did it, to be honest. But anyway, that put me in P272 in the world at the end of the week. And yeah, I was quite happy with that. So for the final race of the week, my times are way better than the start of the week. 2:16s, 2:15. Fastest lap, I get this win by almost 5 seconds. And even this final lap I think is a 2:16, mid 2:16 on the mediums, so my pace is definitely improving. 18:38 total race time. I think my best was at 18:36. So after that race we finally hit A+, and yeah, I was so happy. Thanks for watching.